Welcome back to the channel with your boy Base the Kid. Now usually I'd be doing this from the famed Bases Corner, which fundamentally is actually in that direction, but due to some time constraints, I've got something to do. I want to try and get this out, before I actually have to head out. So I'm gonna do this one real nice and quick. Right, so two fights that I'm interested in. So the first one is tonight, which is Friday. Well, I guess Saturday morning for us. It's Friday in the US. It's Mikaela versus Maïva Hamadouche. Now, the way I see this fight playing out is, okay, so for the first 2 to 3 rounds, I think Maïva Hamadouche is going to have a bit of trouble getting on the inside of Mikaela, because Mikaela is a very good boxer and she's very statuesque, so is able to move away from the pressure that Maïva's going to be putting on her. I think that she'll even be able to use a pretty good footwork to be able to slip out of angles when Maïva's trying to cut off the ring and cut off angles on her, and she'll be trying to keep her on the end of a long distance jab, because she's got the naturally longer arms, again, naturally longer body. However, what I believe is that Maïva's going to be able to get underneath her from time to time, especially in the first couple rounds. And because Mikaela doesn't have necessarily the best punching power, I don't think Maïva's going to respect it too much, if I'm honest. So even though she's going to be sort of trying to line her up for the jab, the jab backhand, even the 1-2, even sometimes trying to maybe come in with the uppercut, I think Maïva's going to be able to slip underneath from time to time and is going to work a very big body attack. I don't think she's going to go head hunting much, just because the head is going to be quite far away from the outside or even from the mid-range, because Mikaela is quite good, like, angling herself away from shots. Like, she can probably slip quite a lot of those headshots that are going to come in. I think just like when she faced Vivian Obernoff, Maïva's going to go for the body more. She's going to try and slip underneath the lead hand, and she's going to attack the body, attack the ribs, attack just underneath the chest, attack the chest. Like, I think she's literally going to do whatever she can to take away Mikaela's legs. Now, if Mikaela works and has been working on basically endurance and going the distance under pressure, then she could quite possibly win a points victory, maybe even on a split decision, because again, she's the home fighter. It's her fight to lose, realistically, like, if we're looking at the way the things are stacked up. Now, Maïva knows that if it goes to points, unless she dominates every single second of every single round, it's going to be pretty techie for her to get a decision. So I think she's either going to go for the knockout, or she's going to go for the conclusive beating. So not in the case of, oh, she's going to be able to dominate every second, but every round that she wins, she's going to win it convincingly. Like, there's no argument that, like, Mikaela could have nicked it. No, like, Maïva's going to have to take it away from her. I don't think Mikaela's gas tank is as good as Maïva Hamadouche's, to be honest. And I think that she is going to start to wilt and not be able to move as well from about round 4 or 5 onwards. She'll still be competitive. I don't think she's going to get stopped. I don't think she's going to get stopped, though. But if she does, it will be around round 8 or 9. Because if she gets to the 10th round, she'll do whatever she can to survive that. But if she's taking the beating sort of round 8, round 9, I could see her possibly going down to a knee and almost conceding it that way. But to make the fight interesting, I put a bet on it. I'm not going to say who I put in the bet, because that's more my like I said, that was just for me to make it a bit more interesting to watch outside of just how I like the fight. But I genuinely believe that Maïva Hamadouche wins this fight. It's my prediction. And the only way she doesn't win the fight is, I'm not going to say by robbery, but I'm going to say by hometown decision. I could potentially see a knockdown happening in this fight as well. I just can't see it being from Mikaela. Like I said, she's a very good boxer, very technical, all that good stuff, but she's not a puncher. And when you have a pressure fighter, the best style that beats a pressure fighter is a boxer puncher. The best style that beats a boxer puncher is a pure boxer. And obviously the best style that beats a pure boxer is a pressure fighter. So Mikaela Mayer is a pressure fighter. Is a pure boxer, and Maïva Hamadouche is a pressure fighter. And apologies if you can hear fireworks outside the house. Nothing I can really do about that, but hopefully the mic's not picking up too much of it. But yeah, so my prediction is that Maïva Hamadouche does win the fight, and I'm thinking either round 9 stoppage or a split decision victory. So that's how I'm going to go for that one. Now, with regards to Canelo and Plant, now I already said to you in the last video, this ain't even about who I think is going to win. This is literally about me predicting the round it's going to happen in. That's how sort of uninfused I am by the challenge that Plant is going to present in this fight. But for the sake of argument, let me run through a little bit of it, see how I get to my final conclusion. So for the first 2 to 3 rounds, probably the first 2, but I'll say maybe even the third one as well, it's going to be very competitive in the sense that it's going to be a very tactical battle. Caleb Plant's going to be using his size and his reach advantage. He's going to be angling to make sure that Canelo can't sidestep and cut off certain angles on him. He's going to stay more to the front foot rather than trying to fight on the back foot. I feel like he's going to try and trust his reflexes to get out of the way of certain shots and to make sure that he doesn't get tagged with anything too heavy on at the sort of first rounds. So I think he's going to pop the jab quite a bit. He's going to try and turn to Canelo's left quite a bit as well, because even though Canelo's got a good left hook, obviously his right side is his best side. So I feel like he's going to, Plant's going to keep trying to turn him, keep trying to sort of pot shot him in and out, and feel like he's going to get Canelo frustrated. So Canelo will start swinging, and then Plant that way can then use that as a way to try and counter punch, again pot shot, and maybe walk him onto shots that he shouldn't be getting walked onto. Simultaneously, while he's doing that, I think Canelo is going to double jab quite a bit up top. Sometimes make sure that he pops off his jab first before Plant gets a chance to set, because I feel like speed wise they've probably got very similar speed, but he's only going to be looking for range finders up top. I don't think he's going to try any spiteful, really hard headshots or shots above maybe the top of the chest that are going to be very sort of hard thudding shots. I think he's going to save all that big work for downstairs in the midsection. I think he's going for solar plexus. I think he's going for the stomach. I think he's going to be trying to jab quite heavily to the chest. I can even see him actually hitting Plant just above the hip, especially on that left side when he's trying to angle out. I can see it, even if they're not the hardest of shots, I can see him just tapping away at the hip, just so Plant knows, okay, every time I move this way, he's going to hit me there. Okay, if I move that way, oh, he's going to hit me on that side. All right, so now I've got to stand and trade with him. I think rounds 4 and 5 are going to be more, not a phone booth. It's not going to be like a phone booth fight, but it's going to be a bit more close quarters. There will be a bit less movement from Plant in those rounds, because if history tells us anything about him, he's normally very good and very sharp for about 5 rounds of a fight. So the first 5, he's normally like, he does everything perfect. Well, okay, not perfect, but he does everything well. Then when that second 5 comes, he starts to slow down, he starts to engage more because he doesn't have the same movement and the same stamina to keep that up. And then usually like sort of rounds 10 to 12 is where he'll either be flagging, or he manages to sometimes catch a bit of a second wind to go back to what he was doing before, and maybe just do enough to see out the fight to make sure that it's kind of a conclusive victory that he's acquired. So I don't think it goes that far personally. Now, I think after sort of round 4 and 5, rounds 6, 7 and 8 are literally going to be plant in survival mode, like giving a valiant effort, trying to obviously come back and sort of trying to swing big shots here and there. But I think he's literally just going to be tucking up, trying to absorb some of the shots, trying to get away from some shots, and Canelo will pretty much be taking over the fight. And the way I see the fight ending is in the 8th round, either Plant gets KO'd or he makes it out to the end of the 8th and gets pulled out in the 9th, either by his team or it gets stopped and they say no, he can't continue. So either way, before 9 rounds are completed, I believe that Canelo wins the fight via KO, TKO or corner stoppage. So that's my official prediction. Anything other than ending inside those 8 rounds is a wrong prediction, and you know, I'll go on Monday Night Smoke on Monday and I'll take an L from that. Anyone in the comments, you leave it in the comments, I got it wrong. Catch me on Twitter, whatever you want to do, however you want to lambast me for getting the prediction wrong, feel free. But based on the two's different fights that I've seen, how they fight, how they seem to fade, how they seem to get stronger as the rounds go on, how they warm into different fights, that's how I kind of see it going. 8 rounds, and I was tempted to say, I was almost tempted to go 10, but because like I said, Caleb seems to tire from round 5. I don't think he can take 5 rounds of solid work from Canelo, especially when he's not a person that's going to try and just run and survive. That's not Caleb. One thing I will give him, he's got heart. Like he has got heart. He's been through a lot. He's not just gonna like run away and accept being defeated like that. He's gonna try and exchange. And the fact he's gonna try and exchange is why I don't think he survives to the end of the fight. But yeah, that's the prediction. I'm gonna leave it there. Like I said, leave your comments down below. I want to know what you guys think is going to happen over the weekend. I'm about to rush off to go down to the cinema with a couple of my brethrens. Go check out the new Marvel Eternals movie, and then I'll be back to watch Mikaela and Maïva Hamadouche a bit later on. Probably drop the next video on Sunday. But yeah, so for right now, enjoy. And again, Hardcore Casual out.